Here we are, guys. I thought we'd just have a catch up. We're here back in the Algarve again for the final of the Algarve Golden Race, which was a couple of days ago. So I thought I'd get with Maurice to just have a catch up and a chat. It seems to be our annual
routine.
So yeah, how do you reckon it went this weekend?
I actually thought it was a good, honest, tough final race. Now,
Yeah. All of our guess the times were wrong.
Yeah, people were blaming this, blaming that, blaming the other, but as Pigeon men know, proper Pigeon men know.
Go on, carry on, mate. Go on.
As proper Pigeon men know, anything can happen on the day of a pigeon race.
Yeah.
No two races are the same. You're never going to get the same result. And I was watching it from the start, and I noticed that all the training races and the hotspots, I used to check the weather, and they were all northerly winds, which is a tailwind.
Yeah.
So the pigeons were doing one or two races, they were doing over 2,000 yards a minute.
Yeah, it was. It was easy up until that
hotspot 5.
Yeah.
Because before that they were coming in hundreds, thousands. I remember there was one training race or one hotspot, and there was 4,000 clocked in the space of a half an hour. They were just coming in droves, and but I was thinking to myself, like, that's no good for youngsters. They're not going to learn anything. They're only following the batches in front.
Yeah.
So I said, if something doesn't change here quick, bang, there's going to be a lot of pigeons go to the final. But if the weather changes the day of the final, especially the wind, I said it could be a disaster. And lo and behold, hotspot 5, the wind changed to north westerly.
Yep.
And as soon as I saw it that morning, when I got up and I looked on Benzie and I checked the weather forecast, there's thousands of apps out there for weather and that. But the one I always use is XC weather, and it's pretty accurate. And I saw that there was a northeast wind with a lot of east in it. And I said, this is going to sort out some of the chaff are going to be gone today, some of the followers. And as it turned out, there was.
I mean, on the final, it was an east wind. If I remember rightly, it was a north. It was a
northwesterly.
Yeah.
Which blew them down.
Yeah.
Kind of into Spain.
Yeah, they all pretty much all of the birds we saw come back in the first 500 were all coming from Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Basically.
So what I'm saying is, the hotspot 5 and hotspot 6, which is called the semi-final, they were the two races, the two slowest races, where the pigeons had to work for themselves. They weren't being blown home.
No.
You can see they were down around the 1400s, whatever. And then in the final, exactly the same thing happened. And that's just unfortunate. You know, everybody knows that 90% of the pigeons you breed are going to be rubbish. Complete and utter rubbish.
Yeah. It's that 1 in 10.
And you know, and that's what turned out, I believe, in the final. The best of them, like there was 5 pigeons came together in the final.
Yeah, any one of them could have won.
Those 5 were champs, and they were out in front.
Yeah.
So they were doing the hard work, and there was other ones then following him. That's the nature of the beast. That's the way birds fly all over the world.
Yeah.
all different species of birds. They fly in big groups, and it's for protection.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you say, the first 5 were definitely champions. Any one of them could have won.
It's just a pity we didn't have one in it, but
Yeah, you know, I mean, so from your point of view, there's about, there was 3,334 entries into the final, birds that went. 2,260 back now, so a good 2/3 back. It blew my mind on the night. Pigeons stopped coming in about 8:15, and then about 10:30 they started coming in again. Now, some people say the light's different down here. Yeah, it is different, but it still looked pretty black to me. Yes, they've got a marker where Montegordo is. The coastline is essentially a lit up line for them, so they've got something to aim for. But from 10
didn't you message me? Was the one of mine clocked at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, one of yours came in at like 20 to 1 in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
There was pigeons from 10:30. There was pigeons coming all the way through till 4:30 in the morning. It was mind blowing. 10 pigeons came in a space of like an hour or something from 10:30. And yeah, some people say the light is different. It is, but it pretty, you know, it still looks pretty dark to me. And they have got this line on the coast, I guess, if they get up enough they can see. So, you know, but then I have to say, like, pigeons coming in at 4:30. Have they just had a bigger break and were quite close? I don't know, but it just mind-blowing to me that they were coming in for 6 hours. To me and you, it was dark.
But then again, I put all that down to, I know that people say, some of the scientists say that pigeons, they're trying to figure out how they home, and they have landmarks and things like that. Now, if you're driving from Faro Airport down here at midnight, it's pitch dark.
Yeah.
But once you get 10 miles to Montegordo,
Yeah.
you can see the whole place lit up.
Yeah.
So there is actually
There's
something
markers.
that the pigeons can focus on, and if they see a glimpse of light in the distance, they're going to keep going.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. So I mean, look, from the day's point of view, well, you've got 10 back out of 12. Sorry, you got 12 back out of 18, is it?
18, yeah.
Pioneer
Plus
others you've bred for people.
Yeah, the guy.
So there's a lot in that top. There's quite a few of Maurice's pigeons in the top 500 that were bred by Maurice for other people as well. So.
And the other guy, the German guy that I was telling you that came over, I bought one of his pigeons there one year.
Rolf Berger,
yeah. Yeah, a black pigeon, and I bred off him. And I entered the youngster in Pattaya, and he finished 56th. And I had another pigeon off the Rogala pigeons that finished 54th. So I won the team prize with the two of them. So the next year I met Ralph out here, and I said to him, "Oh, thank you for the black pigeon." Now, I bought him on the website here. He had raced here, but he was down the field. And it's just, I never had a black pigeon. Never kept one in my life. And I just said, feck it, I'd buy him, just, you know, and I'd try him. And when he was successful in the battalion, I came out and I said it to Ralph. Ralph turned around and he said, got his phone. "Oh yes," he said, "and thank you." He was after buying one of my Miss Maurice pigeons, and she had bred a pigeon that was well up in the prizes in Pattaya also.
Yeah, well, this weekend, so 31st to 60th gets auctioned the next day here. I did a live video of it. So I think it was 52nd was Rolf's bird, and
there's another one, 48th.
Yeah, the dam of that though, this particular pigeon was all your bloodline. I had a bid on it, but I wasn't successful enough. But yeah, it just shows you. And we were sitting outside a bar last night, and it's mind-blowing the amount of people who Maurice doesn't know that come up to him, show him a picture of a pedigree or a pigeon with your bloodlines in it. So there's a lot of birds floating around with your bloodlines in them. And if you cast back to when we first did the first video here, I can't remember how many years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Just have to go
there's a lot of your bloodlines doing well round.
Well, if you think they're doing well around here, go on to the American websites. Mike Gannis bought Starby, and he bred Miss Debbie to win the Battaglia. And then you have Wes Le Mans,
who's got Miss Maurice,
who has Miss Maurice. And they're selling youngsters around America, and they're clicking everywhere.
Yeah.
That line of pigeon.
So, it wasn't amazing. For me, I'm really quite happy personally. It's my first year, 2025 is my first year of breeding my own birds. Anything I've done and participated in has been either with Zwow's pigeons, John Gladwin's pigeons, or Maurice's pigeons in Syndicate. This is the first year of breeding my own for Pioneer pigeons, and all of the entries go into Pioneer Syndicates, which we'll touch on a little bit later on, briefly. So yeah, for me personally, we got 189th, which I'm really happy with. It wasn't that far behind. What makes me even happier is the breeding of that. So Pioneer pigeons we had 7 pigeons in the final across all of the syndicates. So we had 1 from Zwow's pigeons, 3 from Maurice's syndicate, and 3 from mine hit the final. We've got 4 out of the 7 back at the minute. The Zwow's pigeon came back, 1 of Maurice's and 2 of mine. But what made me happy about the 189th is, it's an experiment. I'm testing. So it all comes down to the day, There's some final days where you need out and out your pigeons, hard nose, never give up, but not the fastest thing in the world. There's other days where you need something different. So I had of the 5 I sent down, I had a mix. And the pigeon that came 189th was actually a cross. The sire was a son of the Hercules pigeon, which we lost in February. Out and out sprinter. First provincial winner against 15,000 birds, but no good at flying any more than 150 mile. Crossed into one of your pigeons, a hen from you bred last year, which was Starboy and the Marple lines.
The Mars Marple, yeah.
Yeah. Was it, or was it the Sapsan? No, Marple. So, yeah, it was one of Maurice's pigeons crossed with an out-and-out sprinter. So, considering we lost Hercules in February, that made me think, well, that cross did, on another day, it may not have, if it was on a harder day, it may not have done so well. On a bit of a faster day, it could have been top
10.
Yeah, so I was pleased. And then we had another one come back as well on the day. And then as well as pigeon came back 1,000. So for that 189th first attempt, I was pleased, And
well, I'll be honest with you, Mark, I'd be a lot more than pleased, because some of the biggest names in the world, and they didn't get a pigeon on the day.
I beat some big names on that particular pigeon. So, it was good. And
at the end of the day, the pigeon doesn't know who owns them.
No, and the final. I mean, this is my second final Pioneer pigeons, bred pigeons. We did, I think, really well in the Premier in the UK as well. Which I still think is the best one-off race in the UK, and Maurice is going to be coming into that next year. And we got the Pioneer Syndicate's got 6th and 11th. John Gladwin's Zwow's pigeon was a pure Zwow pigeon that got 6th. Bear in mind there was only 20 birds back on the day. Hard race from Scotland, 315 miles. And then I had one of the smallest bred pigeons I've ever bred at 11th as well. And again, I couldn't have thought of a better pairing. I've been...
Was that off all of mine as well?
Yeah. So the main families for Pioneer pigeons we've got the Zouao's pigeons, and I think it's probably safe to say we've got the second best or biggest collection of Franz Zouao's now, outside of John Gladwin and John Cowland's own Lofts. We've got your pigeons, which we've got some great pigeons. And then for the last few years, I've been buying Children of Snow Prince, the sire. Well, he's a Tarbes pigeon himself. He flew Tarbes himself. And then he's the sire of Queen Mary, which won National Flying Club Tarbes 2019. And then a grandchild of Snow Prince went on to be the DAX national winner for Mark Gilbert this year as well.
And so, we were on his, is that the pigeon he lost?
Yeah, which we found out from Mark he actually lost last night. We found out last night he'd lost it because he sent it to Perpignan and it didn't come back. So I've been building that family of Snow Prince pigeons, very much like yours, hard nosed, never give up pigeons. So the pigeon that came sixth was a grandchild of Starboy, paired to a daughter of Starboy. Sorry, it was the sire was a Snow Prince pigeon, and the dam was a daughter of Starboy. So not only was it a grandchild of Snow Prince and Starboy, and then it was also from the Sapsam pigeon as well. So it wasn't a full sister.
So he's down of Starboy as well.
It wasn't a full sister to Starboy, but it was from Sapsam. So it's got Starboy in it. So I mean, and again, given the day, it verifies that pairing. The Snow Prince and the Starboy pigeons never give up, and it came in 11th, and there was only 20 back on the day. So I mean, the first few finals for my own birds, I'm pretty happy with. Next one's Mira on the 25th. Down here in Portugal, we've got some pigeons in that still, and then we're on to Thailand races. So I mean, it's horses for courses. We were
and like I said when we were speaking to Mark last night, who I personally consider the best pigeon fancier, but whether it's his Mark or his team or Nigel, I don't know.
As a team,
I think
I don't think Mark could say it's all him.
They're the best in the UK, and we asked him straight out. We said, Mark, how very bad. And we said, what do you think the reason is? We sent the wrong pigeons, he said.
That's what I like about Mark. He's really humble and
honest.
Says it is.
He's honest,
he's not blaming anybody.
Yeah.
We sent the wrong pigeons. He sent middle distance pigeons, and he said himself they weren't right. Because
I said it. I said I've heard that you went into sprint pigeons there a couple of years ago, and I said, did you mix them with the? And he said, no, we kept them for sprint racing and this and that. But then he just said it. He said, at the end of the day, he said, we sent the wrong pigeons.
Yeah.
But when you're shipping pigeons in March or April, you can't predict what way the weather is going to be in October.
No.
So you got to take a chance.
No, and this is why my theory of teams I'll be sending is a mix. I'll send some crossed sprint distance.
Yeah.
I'll send out and out distance. And that way, hopefully, you're covered a bit. Obviously, you're not going to get them all to the final, but you just see what happens. But I mean, going back to Mark, for him just to say, we sent the wrong birds. No blaming weather, no blaming nothing. We sent the wrong birds.
Was,
as I say, he's just a humble guy.
Yeah,
he just tells us it is.
An honest pigeon.
But it's funny, isn't it, that like for the success he's had, he was alluding to, without really saying it, is that, he's won everything there is to win regular racing. But he's still battling to figure out one Loft. It's a different ballgame.
Nobody can figure it out.
It's a different ballgame, isn't it? I mean, the idea of one Loft pigeons, breed one Loft pigeons, I completely subscribe to that idea. But everybody has to start with somewhere. When you went and got Starboy and the 45 hen, they weren't one Loft pigeons.
No.
They were really good long distance pigeons.
Barcelona pigeons, 700 milers, yeah.
And then you evolve. So like personally for me now, aside from a few other additions I'm looking to pick up to complement the families I've got, and I mean, the second pigeon back in the final for me this year was a pure Francois pigeon. It was a son of Christophel and a daughter of D'Artagnan, so really well-bred pigeon, but pure Zouao. So kind of like a middle distance, really, pigeon. Bred, well, the bloodlines suggest it is. But my idea is to cross everything. I think John Gladwin will say himself, the Zouaos need a cross. That's why he's bringing in these Gomar sprint pigeons. So to me, like with the Zouaos, next year I shall have a few of the Zouaos with some sprinters and some longs, and then I shall have a mix. You know, the three main families plus whatever else comes in, all get mixed together, and you see what happens. It's just finding that right match.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did the same thing myself last year. I brought in some sprinters to cross.
Yeah.
But I didn't cross them in until I had the pigeons bred that I wanted to send to the Algarve. And then I split them up and a few pairs, and I crossed in the sprinters, because I noticed in the Pattaya race the velocities are always high there as well. Whatever, I emailed them one day, and the girls are lovely. They always reply straight away to you if you have a question. And she said it to me that the wind comes from China, and she said it doesn't normally come until later in the year. But last year, I think they were doing 1700s in the final, which was a sprint race again. So that's why I bought in some sprinters, and I said, just in case the same thing happens next year, I'll give myself a chance, and I'll have some sprinters bred with my own to put a bit of speed in. So we'll see.
You've got to try. I mean, I was looking through the training over there in Thailand earlier on today, and looking at what we've got left and how they're bred. We've got an out-and-out sprinter in Pattaya, because you'd said it can be a faster race. We've got a mix again, so we'll just have to see. Yeah. I mean, but certainly from my point of view with Pioneer Pigeons now, apart from a couple of deals I'm trying to do to complement the family, I've got all the Zouaos I need, you know. I've got an amazing collection of Zouaos. The only additions to that I'll be bringing in are some crosses with these Gomar pigeons from John this year. Not many, 4, 5, 6 maximum. As and when they come up, some more Snow Prince pigeons, because I'm really short on hens. But apart from that, my goal now, if you look back to the interview we did with Mike Gannas 2 years ago, looking to pick up consistent pigeons that have actually flown in these one-off races is my goal. I mean, now I'm in a position where I've got pigeons in one-off races that come back from finals. Hopefully can collect. I mean, the pigeon that did the pigeon of yours and Snow Prince wasn't just 11th, she was second ace as well. So we can see if she can get her back, hopefully. And then it's just the next phase really is, I'll keep getting a couple off you as and when, keep getting a couple in to complement, but really it's just buying in one-off pigeons that have done it now. That's the next phase of the plan for me.
I'm constantly saying, and people are always, some people be slating me on the internet and fucking this and that, but
it's not like people to slate you, Maurice. I mean,
but they say, come on, give it a rest, you know. I keep on about it the whole time. You see on the websites, you see on the auctions, you see on Pippa, and there's guys paying 7.5, 10,000 for a pigeon bred because it has a Pippa fucking pedigree, right? Because it's a grandchild of Porsche 911. But I want to ask a question. Where were Pippa yesterday?
It's true.
They were a long ways behind me and you.
True, yeah.
But we didn't pay 10,000 for a youngster.
When you look at the numbers of pigeons sent, like, this is why I like Mike Chadwick. I've got a couple of Mike Chadwick in the UK. I view him as kind of like you, in a way. You're the Irish version. with your pigeons. Mike, there's nobody else got a more consistent record in the UK than Mike. He's won 3 one-off races himself. His birds are always there. But what I really like is he doesn't send many at all. The most pigeons you'll ever see Mike entering is 10 in any one-off race. Huh. And it's consistent, like you. It's that I've called you Mr.
I only sent one team myself this year to the Algarve.
Yeah, and it's all other people.
Other guys rang me and said, "Will you put a team in for me?"
Yeah, but Mike doesn't do that. He just sends them himself. But it's low numbers, is what I'm saying. And I looked on the record.
But who else? And I've noticed them since I started racing in the $1 million race back in 2011. There's a fancier called Hardy Kruger.
Yep.
He never puts in more than 2 teams into any one Loft race. And he's always in the top prize money. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. And
so that'll show you.
That's the powerful things. Like I think I checked last time I checked, he's probably had another. I think Zandy said he'd got another one in. So he's got 6 or 7 of back. I can't remember the numbers, but high numbers. And when you look at his pedigrees, they're one Loft pigeons. They didn't start off like that. He's got some really well-bred national winning pigeons. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something. So it's like that Rolf Berger pigeon that we looked at on the auction. Because what you've always said to me is, everybody tries to get as close to the winners or the breeders of winners.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, it doesn't. But you've also said
a load of bullshit.
Well, you've also said that grandchildren can breed as good a pigeon, I'm putting it in my own words, as a child or the pigeon itself, and that's proven now. We were having a discussion last night. If you look at that Rolf Berger pigeon that was 52nd this year.
Well, that was 48.
48, sorry, yeah. Numbers, I've got numbers going on here. If you look at that Rolf Berger pigeon, that was actually a great-grandchild of Starboy.
Of Starboy, yeah. So the blood, once the blood is in him, I always keep saying it will keep coming out. It might miss a generation here and there, but it'll come back out again. Yeah.
So a great-grandchild's come 48th this year, and that's the exciting part of it. When's the next Miss Maurice coming? From the new generation, as we'll call it, and that's what's exciting about it. So, yeah, I mean, from my point of view, like I said, I'm quite happy. 2 out of 2 finals. I'm happy with the result. I'm even happier that both. What I'm really happy about actually is across the 2 finals. Your bloodlines are featured in both of the 2 main pigeons for me, and the Hercules pigeons are in there, and the Snow Prince pigeons are in there, and actually then the second pigeon back for us this weekend was a Zouao pigeon. I've got Zouao crosses coming up with your bloodlines in future races. So Pattaya, the Masters, and Dubai. There's more Zouaos crossed in with your pigeons as well. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean it's exciting. I was sitting there. To me, when you get them pigeons come back and they just glide in, that point where they glide in, there's no better feeling in the world. I got caught out. I was queuing at the bar when the first come back because we kind of tried to guess the time. I think you said just before 3 o'clock. Zandy said something similar. I said 4. Again, what the hell do I know? And come just before 2:30 or whatever it was, they were there. The first 5 were there. So the first 500, which is the prizes, were, I think we left about 4:15.
Yeah, they were gone within about 2 hours. Yeah.
So
2.5 hours.
So onwards and upwards.
Which they were going 1 at a time, 2 at a time. At least it wasn't 20 pigeons coming together in a batch, then another 20 coming in a batch.
Yeah, no, it was really quite even, wasn't it?
It was. That's what I liked about it. That's what made it. It made it a tough, honest race.
It was good. It was a faster race, but it was a good race, and nothing beats that feeling.
No. I'm just waiting to see. You see, I had my pedigrees done, and my daughter emailed them over, and I forgot to bring copies with me. So of the 12 pigeons I have back, I don't know what they're.
This is why we need to
ones.
get. I'm on a mission to get Maurice digitised, but it will happen because I won't give up. It'll either pop his clogs or he'll be digitised. One of the two will happen.
But there was another family of pigeons I bought in a few years ago, and I'm waiting to get home tomorrow night or Wednesday morning to check. Is the military Rogala pigeons? I guarantee you there's some of them mixed in.
Well, I've got some of them mixed in with your bloodline. I want some more. I've been lucky enough. I got 2 Rogala pigeons last year. And I don't mind saying I had a nightmare with them. The beautiful pigeons, the blue, he went off really. He started losing some weight. I've been battling with him. I won't give up on him. The dark cock was in a single breeding pen. I got nothing out of him. These are only 2023 pigeons, so they're not old pigeons. And I said to the guy that I bought them from, lovely guy, Polish guy, I told him about it, and then I managed to get another 2 same way bred, the nestmates. So I've got 4 this year, going into next year. And again, they'll be paired in. I've got a son, 2 children of Vatican now, and 2 children of my brain's fried. 2 children.
Not Major or Elsa.
No,
you couldn't have
it's
them.
not those. It's
Sarah.
No.
Or it's.
What's the pigeon name?
You would have 2 off the.
Socrates. Socrates.
2 directs.
Yeah, I got 2 children of Socrates. They're all cocks. Two sons of Socrates.
He's the one that won the San Sebastian International.
Yeah. And 2 children of 2 children of Socrates.
You kept that very quiet. Where did you get the 2 children off of him?
I told you about the first 2 I got last year, and I told you I was having a nightmare because I was going to send the 2 over to you to breed in the summer, and then last month I picked up the other 2 children. I thought I told you that.
Oh.
No, I got 4 now anyway, so we'll see. Well,
If I knew you had 2 children of Socrates and you were going to give them to me, I would have fucking driven over.
Well, I think you'd had a drink when we decided that. One of our late night, Maurice and I, Gabby, because the lounge is below the bedroom, so quite often Gabby will say, "Were you talking to Maurice last night?" Because it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, "Yeah, we did say I was going to get 2 rounds out of them. I was going to send them over to you to breed with your Rogala pigeons." But then I said I'm having a nightmare with them. But yeah, I've got another 2 now, so we'll do that hopefully.
Well,
next
send me
season.
over the 2 you're having the nightmare with. I'd sort them out for you.
Yeah. So yeah, and again, hard nose, just never give up pigeons. So we'll see. Onwards and upwards. Pioneer Syndicate is going well. Don't mind admitting it. Some of the filling some of the spots has been a bit of a nightmare this year. Last year went so well, I was having to give some of my own spots to people, so I upped the numbers. I don't regret upping the numbers of races we're in, but I will be changing the numbers of pigeons that we enter, and it will be going back to this year. I did it £10 per entry, whereas year before there's 100 spots in a syndicate, and this is the price, whatever it is per spot. So there's just 100 and that's it. And I'll be going back to that because it makes it easier for people to understand and figure out. But definitely next year, for most of the races outside of Maurice's syndicates, which are kind of a separate entity because Maurice always has 50% of his syndicate entries, the ones with John Gladwin, John Cowland as well as Pigeons and I, there will just be one big syndicate. So for instance, in the Premier next year, however many we have, hoping the Premier goes ahead, we'll have just one syndicate and it'll be a mixture of Zwows and my pigeons in there. So look, we've got people that can't keep pigeons anymore, used to keep pigeons, entering, and people love it. People love following it. It's a really good thing for people. So we'll be continuing, but there'll be some changes coming, and we'll be continuing to do the syndicates with you. So yeah, we carry on.
I don't know, before we finish, did I tell you the guy from Ireland that rang me to put it in a team for him, and he was the second Irish pigeon back. It was one of mine.
Yeah.
His name was Colin Bourne. and he rang me, and he'd only 2 left. And then when the basket list came out for the final, there was one after appearing. So I rang him and I said, Colin, look, this pigeon is after arriving back. I think he was lost in hotspot 2. I said, unfortunately now, I said, it's 750 to activate him. But I said, if you don't want to, I said, it's okay, I'll activate him myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, it has to be done tonight. Because I rang Rui, and it was the Wednesday night, and he said they would have to change it on benzing, blah, 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 before they could mark the pigeons on Thursday. So, he said, no, he said, I'll activate him. So, he sent me on the 750 by PayPal. So I sent an email straight away to here, and they said, yeah, he can activate the pigeon, but the pigeon is only 500 because he hadn't
hit the
he hadn't
missed
raced for the 2 big semi-finals with the big money. He had missed them, so they said it's only 500. So I rang him and I said, Colin, I have a bit of good news for you. I said, the pigeon only cost 500. You've 700, you've 250 to come back. Oh, great. Asher, he said, Asher leave it there, he said, until next year. I said, yeah, no problem. I said, Colin, you know I'm doing pools, noms for the race. And he said, yeah, how does that work, he said. So I told him it's a €25 nom and a €50 nom. And the first pigeon back wins it. And there was nearly 2,000 in the pot. And Colin's pigeon fucking won it.
Oh, that's really good luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's nice of them
to earlier on today.
It's nice of them to have said it's only 500. Yeah. I must say, I had to go up to Rita yesterday, and who's Rui's daughter, and thank her for the help, because as some of you may know, John Gladwin and his family have had a nightmare this year, and things didn't go quite right on the timings, and Rita was really helpful. So, but that was really good. The extra money went into winning more money.
Winning an extra 32 grand. So he was happy out with that.
That was
and you're on about it. The guy doesn't keep pigeons himself.
No, we've got.
He's only got a small loft, and he can't leave pigeons out for a fly, even wherever he lives. He said.
Yeah.
Whatever restrictions.
Well, I set up Pioneer Syndicates leaving this race 2 years ago, thinking, because it is expensive to compete, and it does rule a lot of people out. And people that can't breed their own pigeons, and people that can't afford the entry fees themselves, which is really understandable. So that's why we set it up. But it's growing. I say there'll be some changes next year in how we do it. But it's really good. As I say, I wasn't saying that necessarily 3 or 4 months ago when shipping charges were coming in and activations and the spots weren't being sold, because that was your own money going into it to sort it. But it's turned out all right, and we'll do the same. We'll just tweak it next year. But that's what Pioneer Syndicate is all about. And it'll continue that we have syndicates with Maurice, which again anybody can get involved in. So basically that's a wrap. I think we'll this time next year we'll be back. It's the only time we speak often. It's the only time we actually meet, down here, so we'll do the same. But thank you for watching.
Normally when we're speaking, I'm sitting down with a dressing gown and a bottle of Guinness in my hand.
That's true.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
And they're on normal times. So, we'll continue that, and this time next year we'll go again. So thanks for watching. Catch you soon.
Thanks.